it's all about. To celebrate, to sing and shout. Hanging out with family and friends. Living life, good times and bad. Before it was gone, we knew what we had. Making the most of each and every day. Isn't that what it's all about? Isn't that what it's all about anyway?
What part of your body should you jump into the water with first? Your head or your feet?
I would like him to learn more about water safety and what the city is doing.
Hi, I'm Gloria Locke at Fire Station 126, kicking off summer with the Water Safety Expo. But before we dive into all the fun, let's go visit Anthony Ervin, our SCV swim superhero, during USA Swimming's Make a Splash National Tour.
Hello, Santa Clarita. But I'm here with the Make a Splash initiative for the USA Swimming Foundation. And we're just out here promoting water safety, the importance of learning to swim and saving lives. It's been really impactful on my life to learn how to swim. And in addition to that, I've contributed to teaching others the gift of swimming. And now I'm bringing that nationwide, saving lives, building champions.
Across the Southland, summer water safety events educate through fun and facts.
Every year we have several children each year that die from a drowning. And from our perspective, it's preventable. So we want to emphasize pool safety, first of all, to prevent the incident. But if the incident does occur, then to dial 911 immediately, and then train our citizens how to start CPR prior to the fire department arrival to help the survival rate of the child.
Drowning remains the #1 cause of accidental death among children ages 1 to 4. Studies show that drowning rates increase during summer months. Last year, over 200 deaths occurred in pools and spas between Memorial Day and Labor Day, and over 70% claimed the lives of young children under the age of 5.
4 to 6 minutes underwater, not breathing.
Today's Water Safety Expo combines family fun and education, spreading the message that drowning is preventable.
Teach them water safety, teach them what to do in the case of emergency, and have fun.
Kids need to learn how people drown and how it's important for the parents to be here with the children.
We're teaching reach your throw, don't go. It's basically to teach little kids how to throw a ring buoy and how to save lives.
The earlier kids get started, the easier it's going to be for them to learn to swim. We start lessons as early as 2 weeks when they still have all of these awesome reflexes that they're born with.
Every year children drown, and with education it's 100% preventable. And we want to do everything we can to make that happen, to make no drownings in the Santa Clarita Valley.
We want you to have a very safe and enjoyable summer and not have to have an official visit from the fire department.
Let's keep it a swim-safe summer. For SCV-Arts and Entertainment, I'm Gloria Locke. There's more from Anthony and the USA Swimming's Make a Splash coming up on SCV-Arts and Entertainment.
But all people all over the world can surely know it is no secret what God can do in their lives.
Well, actually, Cliffy got his start from my grandfather.
Is that right?
Yeah. So he was in the original band. So that's what my grandfather was the first singing cowboy on radio back in 1926 and 1930-31. And became one of the members. He was Donner Dave in the Beverly Hillbillies, which was the #1 group at the time on radio.
Oh, really?
And Stuart Hamblen, the Covered Wagon Jubilee, was the first one he formed. And then he also formed, almost at the same time, Stuart Hamblen and his Lucky Stars. Cliffy Stone happened to be in both groups.
What was Cliffy playing?
The bass.
Bass guitar?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So the bass, the big bass. The big bass.
Stand-up bass.
Oh, the stand-up bass.
Yeah. Huh.
So that's what he was playing.
Wow.
And Wesley Tuttle was also part of his group. Eddie Cletro was also in his group. Actually, Patsy Montana was in his group as well. He actually named her. So he had, I think it was Monty Montana on his, which was Monty lived around this neighborhood as well somewhere. And Monty came on his show and he introduced Patsy as his niece. And so it was Patsy Montana, and it sort of stuck, and so she got her name from him as well. So yeah, he was very instrumental in starting a lot of groups. But yeah, actually we have right over here, we have this nice little cowboy, the saddle, in the Newhall Walk of Fame. So, and here we go. Here's his saddle right here, bronze saddle. We actually had it dedicated last year.
Oh, he was an actor.
So, oh yeah, he was an actor too. He was the he was always the bad guy. He always got casted as the bad guy. He did. He was actually the main bad guy in Arizona Kid, Roy Rogers' film Arizona Kid. But you'll see him in the back of the John Wayne scenes, Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, Sons of the Pioneers. I mean, one of his best friends was not only Roy Rogers but also Tim Spencer. So he knew those guys great. And yeah, he did a lot of bad guy roles. So it's really kind of funny. You see a fight scene and all of a sudden you realize, oh, Roy Rogers just sucked, my grandfather and knocked him down. So yeah, there was all sorts of things like that going on. So they'd be like really good friends, and they go like, John Wayne go, hey Stuart, we're gonna go film a movie. We need someone riding a horse. Come on, and he'd be like, okay, and off they went. And,
what did your grandfather leave you with? What words of wisdom?
I guess one of the things that I always remember is he always told us that if we were ever in trouble, didn't matter what the trouble was, if we made it to the front door, we were protected. He was going to do anything in his power to protect us. So that's one thing I always remember about him. But he was. I mean, it was always fun. Whatever we were doing, it was always fun. I mean, I can't tell you how many Sunday afternoons after church we'd sit down at their place in Santa Clarita, and the whole family would come over and we'd just laugh. I mean, it was just so much fun.
Wow, that's wonderful.
He was a
Great memories.
master storyteller. I mean, he could tell stories and weave pictures with his words. Just unbelievable. And I remember that I can't tell you how many times as a kid I fell asleep at the foot of his bed listening to him tell stories. And he could weave them good. Oh man, he was an amazing storyteller.
I remember too the great thrill I got when Billy Graham asked me to come to New York to sing that song at Madison Square Garden. That night the place was packed out. Was that someone you may have longed for added strength, your courage to renew? Do not be disheartened, for I have news for you. It is no secret what God can do, what He's done for others, He'll do for you. With arms wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do.
To be here in the elevator. Look who we're with. It's Amy Grant and this man right here. Fabulous.
A selfie with Amy Grant.
Singer-songwriters connect with Amy Grant at this year's ASCAP Expo.
How many songwriters do we have in here today? Everybody figured together. I don't know in what direction you guys want to go. I can just tell my story, but if you have all heard it, a lot of times we can talk about anything else. Tell us about it. Okay. I started writing songs when I was 15. And I am not one of those prolific songwriters. Sometimes I'll go 18 months without writing. And I've had a few other people cut my songs, but I only wrote when I really had something I needed to say. That changed a little bit years later, and I had some contractual deadlines that I had to come up with music. I think songwriters and artists, we continue evolving, not always because we're trying to satisfy other people, but usually because you're just trying to figure out how your gift and how your talent expresses itself now.
We took our steps, we took our falls, somewhere along the way, we just got lost, and we lost it all. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, the risk of living is the pain, and what will be anyway. And it's better not to know the way it's gonna go. What will die and what will grow right more than hello. Oh, it's better not to know.
Someone like Amy Grant has made a difference in my life because she was willing to make everybody mad, to stay true to her art and to stay true to her God and to stay true to herself. So I'm very interested to know what she has to teach me.
More than hello, what will come of what we sow. Oh, it's better not to know.
This is my first convention, and I've loved being around all the songwriters. I've just loved it. And you feel everybody's intense desire to be heard. And I love all these people that want to share the good news in their music.
It's better not to know the way it's gonna go. What will die and what will
Stay tuned as SCV-Arts ASCAP Rap continues.
nothing stays the same.
There will be 2, 3, maybe 10 generations of people whose lives will be changed by 2 people in Santa Clarita who just decided to make a difference. It's incredible. It's almost overwhelming. And to watch the people leave here today and to have them think differently about the world and about educating young women and how the power can be right here. It doesn't take much. And we have that ability right here in Santa Clarita. It's pretty incredible.
We want to stay grassroots. We want to stay true to the purpose that this was created for, to build a place where girls can feel loved, like they have a home, not just to send money, not just to provide for the education, to provide for that other part that makes an education possible. Good nutrition, a safe place to live, people who care about them, not just there in Nairobi, Kenya, but here in the United States as well. People who take an interest in them, make certain that they understand that the future that they seek is one that's within their reach and one that they can touch.
It's amazing. I mean, we started it with my sister-in-law going,
right.
And it was, there were 4 girls that needed to go to high school. And so the director at the time, we said, we can't afford to put them through school. And I said, okay, we'll go back. We'll raise the money. And we did. And after I'd sent the money, I found out that he had lied about how much things cost and where the money was going. And so at that point I said, okay, I'm coming back.
Yeah, you do it yourself.
And I went back.
That Rocky the Fighter, I'm going.
I went back and I told myself I'd never give him any more money.
Yeah.
And so I'd have to go back 3 times a year.
How does your family feel? How do your kids feel about you going over there?
Well, they're brothers and sisters. So my kids have 44 brothers and sisters in Kenya, and the girls there write letters to my kids and, say hi to Dad and, say hi to, my brothers and my little sisters. I mean, it's just, it is. They've met each other. We've actually gone to Kenya. They've gone once, and we're hoping to go again at the end of the year.
Our first girl graduating from the university this year. This happened as a result of a single person making the decision to help make a change happen by simply taking care of her education, period. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing.
But for years, she was a child of the dump. A place where smoke blackened sun and moon, and eyes seldom looked up from a world of things tossed aside.
I learned early to serve. I learned early that this is the way things were always intended to be for the women of my family.
Out of school, and many more who struggle every day to simply remain where they belong, in a classroom.
So to see that, how it is around the world, definitely impacted me and made me realize hopefully we can make a difference around the world, because it seems like it's pretty well taken care of here, but outside of the United States it doesn't seem to be that way.
Kids complain, oh, I don't want to go to school, or oh, this isn't fun. This is something I want them to see too, and realize how fortunate we are, they are, to be in the United States and have the ability to go to school, and not just any school, but safe schools.
Loved the emotion in people's faces as they were leaving and recognizing the power of educating girls.
I love the fact that I didn't know many of the people that were here tonight. That was my favorite thing, is that I got to meet new people and that they slipped me some phone numbers and some business cards, and I'm hoping to get to know our community a lot better now.
She's doing very good work and she's helping a lot of people. Made me feel inspired and I want to do something.
It goes to show you the power of two people, they might even say ordinary people, I would say extraordinary people, who have an idea and who do more than just an idea and turn it into action. And then that action changes people's lives. It's more than just a moment. This is a lifetime.
If we had solved the drowning problem, we wouldn't be here. We found the cure. It's swim lessons.
Even though we are in South LA and you see it as a traditionally underserved area, there are a lot of opportunities for our students.
Olympians make the biggest impact of anybody, and you can see these kids' eyes glowing as the Olympians are talking, and quite frankly, we want them to glow as they learn about the message of why it's important to learn to swim.
It was amazing to see how many kids were raising their hands when the question was asked, how many of you don't know how to swim?
Listen, it's never too late. I didn't start swimming until I was 17 years old. I was a junior in high school.
I came from a family where my mom doesn't swim. And the statistic is that only 13% of kids that come from families without swimming parents actually learn how to swim. So my parents broke the mold for me.
Through education, we can change that number. We can absolutely bring that up, and we can take what is an epidemic for our youth and educate our way into health. We need to educate the parents, the teachers, the administrators of these schools to be able to teach their children, because we can only get to so many kids.
The kids are limited to what they are exposed to. So we come in and try to do the best we can to provide what we can for the kids so that they don't miss out.
It's extremely important for us to have safety in the communities where we live and work. And there's no better way to promote safety than to sponsor something like the USA Swimming Foundation's Make a Splash Tour.
Swimming is a different thing for a lot of our kids, but if you take the proper steps and get trained and go to lessons and you're in a safe environment, who knows, maybe the next Olympian could come from here.
Hello and welcome back to SCV-Arts and Entertainment. To close today, we would like to honor dads with a special Father's Day song by Phil Scorza, who's enjoyed an outstanding entertainment career and now mentors students in the Hart District with media training. These students are actually behind the scenes right now. Phil Scorza has given his spirit as a father and mentor to the next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Scorza. Welcome.
Thank you, Gloria. It's very nice to be here. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You asked me to sing this song, and I have to preface it by telling you this is a song that Groucho Marx used to sing, and I don't know if my students remember Groucho Marx or the Marx Brothers, but it's not a sentimental song about fathers. It's more about maybe the reality of fathers sometimes in some people's lives. So he used to preface the song by saying, there have been a lot of songs written about mothers, M is for the many things you gave me, etc., but there have not been a lot of songs written about fathers, with the exception of Pop Goes the Weasel.
Pop.
So there you go.
That's it.
So
No,
this
just
is a
Pop.
song that his good friend Harry Ruby wrote, and Groucho used to sing this on television towards the very end of his career, and I'll sing it for you now.
Okay. Well, before you do,
Yeah.
you've brought a nice
Oh, I
picture.
did. I brought a
I would
picture
like
in.
to know about this.
Oh, this was taken 1958 at the Chicago Auto Show. I can't remember where the show was. I think down at the amphitheater on the south side. And there is my father and my cousin Bob, who's still with us, of course, myself, Phil, and my uncle Bob. So my father was the oldest of 9 children, and that's the next brother down.
Wow.
So there's Phil, and Bob in that lineup. And we are in front of, appropriately enough, a 1958 Edsel, the most embarrassing automobile that's probably ever been produced well,
And he's passed something on to you.
that was it. That was the 1950s. So anyway, do you want me to sing the song now?
I do.
All right,
can't
it's called Today Father is Father's Day. Today, Father is Father's Day, and we're giving you a tie. It's not much we know, it's just our way of showing you we think you're a regular guy. You say that it was nice of us to bother, well, it really was a pleasure to fuss. For according to our mother, you're our father, and that's good enough for us. Yes, that's good enough for us.
So from all of us at SCV-Arts and Entertainment,
Happy Father's Day!
Woo!
Hey.
Sliding down a slide into a pool, splash into the water cool. If you don't take in the sun, you're gonna be a fool. If you don't take time to play, so plan your work and work your plan. Work it hard while you can. Don't take for granted anything. Isn't that what it's all about? Isn't that what it's all about? Anyway.